what you're thinking. Bigfoot ain't real. That's what I used to say too. But after what I saw that night in Trinity, Texas, well, let's just say some legends don't stay legends forever. He scared me then, and he scares me now. See, it all started a few years ago when this group of crazy Texans decided to take a ride. Now, I have no idea how they got together, but they were the strangest combination of characters I've ever met. And lo and behold, they end up in Fouke, Arkansas. You know, Fouke, Arkansas, the home of the Fouke monster and its own legendary landmark, the Monster Mart. Yeah? Ha! These jackwagons end up at the end of the road looking at Bigfoot stuff and start asking questions. So, maybe I should take a minute to introduce this motley crew. There was Doc Weaver. I think his real name was Terry, but everyone called him Doc. He was a Navy vet. He spent time in the sandbox during the war as a corpsman, patching up Marines and locals, winning hearts and minds. Then there was Trevor, sitting next to Doc, who goes by the Muffin Man. I didn't ask how he got that handle. Anywho, apparently he and Doc had history, went all the way back to the war. The Muffin Man was a Navy vet as well. Served overseas with Doc during the war as a corpsman himself. He did his share of patching up Marines and the locals. Back there in the back seat behind Muffin Man is a guy they called Irish. As soon as he opened his mouth, you knew how he got that tag. Couldn't understand a word he said. Like I said, he was from Ireland and served with the Paras. Pretty tough outfit from what I've heard. And the last guy, yeah, the one that looks like an ex-con. He goes by Jethro Bodine. I shit you not. Just like from the Beverly Hillbillies with Uncle Jed, Ellie Mae, and Granny. His real name is Mark, but after a couple minutes of chewing the fat, it became real clear how he ended up Jethro. And wouldn't you know it, he's the Marine. I can imagine him eating a handful of crayons. Now, you gotta be wondering how I met this group of miscreants. That's a great question. As fate would have it, these boys turned north out of Fouke and drove all day, taking in the scenery, I guess. Ain't much in northwest Arkansas, but I do have to admit, it sure is some beautiful countryside. I will warn you, if you hear banjo music, you better paddle faster. By the way, that's me, Hoovie. I'm the one wearing the cap, teaching these Peckerwoods how to set up a fishing rig. That's my store. The old Guion General Store, here in downtown Guion, Arkansas. Population, 80-something, but who's counting? I carry a few groceries, drinks, some fishing tackle, and propane. It's a simple life, but that's what I was looking for. I run a fishing guide service here on the White River. We catch a whole mess of rainbow trout, huge brown trout, and a good number of smallmouth bass. Life is good. So, about now, I know what you're thinking. What's the connection here? So you got Defiance Press and Publishing, which is a publishing company in Conroe, Texas. In addition, you have Defiance Daily,
which is the news organization under the Defiance banner. And then we have the Defiance Daily Show, which is a podcast featuring this handsome devil.
I spent a little time over lunch conversing with these Texans. Apparently, that stop in Falk and their visit to the Monster Mart put the Bigfoot spell on Doc. Skeptical, that one. He was definitely intrigued with the idea of some big hairy creature traipsing around the woods, scaring the good folk of Arkansas. That's when I shared my personal account of my encounter with that creature in the piney woods of East Texas. I don't know if that sealed the deal, or maybe it was something else. I could see the wheels turning. So, after lunch, I helped the boys out a little with a couple of my Hoovie special White River rigs, and they set off to do a little fishing. Legend has it that after our encounter, they headed back to Texas and spent a lot of time talking about the legend. I guess our conversation had an impact, because as I understand it, this crazy overachiever went off and wrote an entire screenplay based in Trinity, Texas. Some corrupt politicians, big business types, a dysfunctional relationship, murder, a good sheriff, and a big hairy creature that was causing all kinds of mayhem. Back in Texas, Doc went to work on producing The Beast of Trinity, Texas, and Mark got busy with Travis Roberts giving birth to the Defiance Daily Show Podcast. Not only did Doc write an exceptional screenplay, he wore the hats of producer, director, and lead actor in The Beast. He surrounded himself with a great team of professionals from the film industry. Doc was adamant on putting together a first-class film. Doesn't surprise me. From the time I first met him, I could tell he was your driven, hyper-focused on mission kind of hombre. Hell, that crazy SOB even met with the governor of Texas and pitched his film. You gotta hand it to him. He was kicking ass. Meanwhile, back at the Defiance Daily Show. Yup, that's Travis. Making studio magic. I know what you're thinking. How the hell did this guy get connected with Doc Weaver? Remember the Crazy Marine? Mark, aka Jethro Bodine, or Mad Dog, or OD. Well, Mark has been co-hosting the Defiance Daily Show podcast with Travis, the dynamic duo of the interconnects and Google machines. Those two are nuts. No, they ain't gay. But they sure work hard at keeping folks guessing. Meanwhile, back in Sanityville, Doc was under the gun with all the pressure of producing a high-dollar cinematic masterpiece, being a husband and a dad, and everything that comes with it. So, maybe it was desperation, maybe it was exhaustion, temporary lapse into insanity. You know, like Francis Ford Coppola when he was filming Apocalypse Now. Or maybe it was a stroke of genius. Whatever it was, Doc called Mark and said, "Hey, I'm really struggling to find a supercritical character for the film. It's a real important casting. I know exactly what the project needs, but I can't find the right actor." Then he asked, "Do you know anyone that might work for this part?"
God bless with breath in these lungs. Life too short to play it on speed run. Only get one, no option to rerun. Where Babylon goes, too high to reach them. Down to earth, stay grinding when storms come. Rat race, only one to run from. Better say cheese when saying split in the funds. Living in the moment, I ain't worried about none. I'm straight chillin', back against the wall, too acquainted with the feeling. Like I lost the mark, find a way if I'm willing. Only fear God, not sweating his lost children. Price on my head, exported a few trillion. Doing side missions, whatever I'm feeling. I'm built different, cruise with no ceiling. Sun shining on me, boy, I'm indifferent. God.